Hey there, garden friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm, and I hope you'll indulge me for the Baker Creek Seed Haul Round 2. So I placed my original seed order, the one that I've already shown you guys, before I received the catalog, and then I received the catalog. And if you've never gotten the whole seed catalog from Baker Creek, it's really amazing. This is it. It's super thick. It's got gorgeous photos in it. It's got recipes in it. It's got stories in it. It's really kind of like a keepsake. But I mean, you know, look at that photo. It's just amazing. So, of course, after I perused the catalog, I came up with a lot more things that I actually wanted to get. So I ordered them and they've arrived and I wanted to share them with you. So as usual, there's a flower section, flower grouping of seeds, and then a edibles grouping of seeds. So we'll start with the flowers. Let's see. First I already have Agastaki out at the farm. 2 varieties. I think I have Navajo Sunset and Cherokee Sunset, maybe? Might be getting those confused. And they're wonderful. They smell nice and the bees love them and all that kind of stuff. You can make tea and stuff from them. But this one is called Rose Mint, and I thought it sounded amazing. It's aromatic with phenomenal minty rose fragrance, lavender rose colored blooms, and it thrives in poor soils. So if you're looking for a really amazing perennial that will nurture the wildlife and grow in terrible conditions, Agastaki's for you. Okay, this one I already grow, but I just needed more seeds. It's Dara, flowering carrot. This is also called chocolate lace flower. It's really beautiful, and the seed head is, so the flower comes, there's a lot of stages here. So in this photograph, you can see the green down here in this corner. That is when it's first starting to open. Then it's white like this, and then when it fully opens, it gets this beautiful purple color. And then the seed head closes up like a globe and dries. And so it's got multiple uses, multiple harvest times. Okay, I have another black-eyed Susan vine. I'm gonna plant a couple of these this year, a couple different. They're all very similar in look, but slightly different in colors. They're kind of muted shades. And so this one is called Blushing Susie. All right, another hyssop. I have some hyssop growing in my cottage garden, which is outside this window here. This one is a Korean hyssop, and it is one of the 50 fundamental herbs in Chinese traditional medicine. Similar flavor to anise hyssop, but much larger. So that'll be nice. Basil. The reason it's here in the flower section is that I actually grow it as a green for bouquets. This is cinnamon basil. Smells absolutely amazing in bouquets. So I love to include that. I also grow citrus or lemon basil for bouquets as well. And then this is platycodon balloon flower. I think I already have a blue version of this. This is called Fairy Snow. More nasturtium. I kind of feel like I can never get enough nasturtium. And I think I talked about this last time, but even though they self-sow and the seeds are huge and they just go everywhere in your garden after you plant them once, I just love them so much, so I keep buying them. This is Purple Emperor. All right, then I have a Nicotiana. This one's called Bronze Queen. I thought it was really, really beautiful. I've seen a lot of white Nicotiana, but this one's really, really pretty. Okay, and then Gomphrena, which I already have a lot of, but I have pastel colors. This one is a mandarin orange, and the thing I like about it is that I use Gomphrena fresh, but also dried, and I really am needing autumn color flowers for drying because a lot of the stuff that I plant is in the pastels family, and come autumn time when I start putting dried flowers in at the local nursery gift shop, they want those colors. And so That's actually been hard to come by. In fact, I placed an order yesterday with GeoSeed for large amounts of stuff that I'm going to be growing on the farm, and a lot of their colors are out of stock. So the good news is I have time to still get those, but I'm getting them where I can elsewhere. And then I have just two more. This one is a marigold, orange Hawaii. It's large, deep orange flowers, 4 inches across. Plants grow up to 3 feet tall. So it's so funny because the first year I grew marigolds, I thought it was awful. I hated the plant. They didn't give me long stems. The foliage smells not so good. Most people really hate the smell. But then I tried growing some of the varieties that have the really big heads, like, just they're so pretty, like the ones I grew this year, the yellow and orange and gold ones out in the garden as an example, as a trial basically to see how they would do, and I really like them. So even though the foliage still has that scent, I enjoy growing them now. So bee balm, wild bergamot. I have some other bee balms, but this one is just the wild variety. All right, so that's it for flowers. Now we're going to move on to vegetables. I think there's a couple of free seed packets in here of things that I already have, so forgive me if I repeat myself. But the first thing we've got here is a long bean. I've never grown long beans. This is called Chinese red noodle. Check it out. Extremely long pods, turn heads in the garden. Deep red, 18-inch pods are delicious and keep most of their color when sautéed. That's actually a really important point because I have grown purple potted varieties of green beans and stuff, and they turn green in the pan, which I think is really interesting. They lose their purple color. Okay, another basil. This one I think I'm just going to grow for culinary purposes, but it is cardinal basil. I thought it was beautiful. Has rich, huge purple flower heads. You can use in flower arrangements and also the leaves in cooking. This next one I'm actually really excited about. So I grew up in Florida. Most of my life I spent in Florida, among other places, but mostly in Florida. And so this is a squash that is native to Florida, and I find that really cool. It's called Seminole. It is a wild squash of the Florida Everglades. It takes heat, humidity, and pests very well. It's very sweet. I'm so excited to try to grow this. I think that's really cool. So when I saw that, I had to have it. All right, the next one is free seed. This is carrot St. Valerie. We've seen this already because I think I got that free before. This one's really cool. I love celery. I love munching on it, just like I love munching on cucumbers. This is a Chinese pink celery. Brilliant bubblegum pink celery from China. Extra easy to grow, perfect for kids' gardens, and very eye-catching for the farmer's market. So I'm stoked about that. It's going to be really fun. Another cucumber. This one's called Dragon's Egg. I just thought that was extremely fun. Croatian heirloom. Beautiful cream-colored fruit, about the size of a large egg. Sweet, mild, and bitter-free. Looking forward to that. Okay, so now we're moving into a selection of corn. I already have some that I showed you that those are the sweet corn variety that you eat fresh. These are corns that are more for they're dent corns. They're more for making cornmeal or using as decoration, or in this case as popcorn. This is strawberry corn, great for fall decorations or making delicious popcorn. 2 to 3 inch ears look just like big strawberries. The 4-foot plants produce 2 to 4 ears each. That's gonna be so fun. I wanted to do this one last year and the seed was sold out, so I'm excited that I got some. And then I have two here. I'm probably gonna butcher this name. It's a Native American name. If this is a Native American heirloom corn from Pueblo Pohake in northern New Mexico. It is Posuege, I think is how you pronounce it. It's traditionally grown to make blue corn atole. Deep blue kernels on 10 to 12 inch ears, strong and tall stalks, southwestern flower type. I think it's gorgeous, and I would love to grind it into flower. And then this one, which you probably recognize because lots of people like to grow it, Bloody Butcher. This is a beautiful, commonly crimson red dent variety introduced to the settlers in the Virginia area in the 1840s. So delicious, rich, and sweet flavor. So that'll be interesting. It's a dent corn, which means it's really more for making grinding into flour, but I'll test it out, see how it tastes fresh, and then see how it tastes ground. And then another free packet of seed. This one is a wasabi radish. I actually have some of these germinating in the garden right now. I haven't tried them yet. They're supposed to be pungent and spicy, so that'll be interesting. I love radish for its spiciness. And then the final packet of seeds is an amaranth, but this is not the kind of amaranth I would use in bouquets because I grow a lot of that. This one is called Pink Beauty. It's heat tolerant and it's tender green. The greens are endlessly versatile, powerhouse of nutrition, and very heat tolerant for summer. Gorgeous addition to the garden, an edible ornamental in itself. So, between the peppermint stick Swiss chard, the Pink Beauty amaranth, and that pink Chinese celery, I think it's gonna be a fun, fun variety of colors in the garden this year, plus all those different corns. So I'm really excited about these. Next, what I'm gonna do is enter these into inventory. I put them in my spreadsheet that if you haven't seen it yet, I'll link it below, but I did a video on garden planning, basically. That includes, you know, the spreadsheet that I use on when to start seeds and all that kind of stuff. So I have to enter these into that spreadsheet so that they don't get lost in the shuffle, because otherwise I will find them years later in the box and think, where did that go? So I will enter these into the spreadsheet, and then I will, if there's something I'm going to be starting soon in the next 12 weeks, they'll go in my file boxes of stuff lined up. Otherwise, they'll go sit in their metal boxes until I'm ready to pull them. So yeah, so that is my round 2 Baker Creek. That's the final one. I will share with you the stuff that comes in with the GeoSeed order when that arrives. That is all flowers. That's for the flower farm. No pictures on the packages, but I'll try to include photos for you. And then something else that's coming up. I also got this in the mail. I've already placed my order for these a while back, but I still get the catalog because it's gorgeous. This is the Swan Island Dahlias catalog. So many beautiful things in here. So I'll give you guys, just like I did this year, I'll do a video of all the dahlias that we're going to be growing this year on the farm, and I can include photos for you. But these catalogs are usually free. This is a retail catalog, so anybody can get it. So you might want to go to Swan Island Dahlia and ask for it, because as with all catalogs, it's got gorgeous photos. And you know, the way they group them is really helpful. So they have collections that you can buy. If you're not sure what you want to grow, it'll be a collection of all different varieties and shapes, because dahlias come in different, you know, dinner plate, cactus style, pom-poms, that kind of thing. So their collections have a variety of those, but then also you can look by grading and bloom size. You can look them up in the catalog that way as well. So yeah, it's really cool. Plus, the other nice thing about Swan Island Dahlias is over a certain amount, every time you hit a certain milestone in terms of price, how many tubers you've purchased, you'll get offers for free tubers, specific ones, and you can pick and choose. So I usually end up with, you know, half a dozen free tubers as well, which is really fun. It's a great way to try a new variety that you may not have thought about growing before. Okay, so that's going to do it for the Baker Creek round 2. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful time placing your own seed orders. I'd love to hear who you're going to be ordering from, because there's a lot of options out there. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.